Now we're in the camper van and I'm going to tell the lads a new story that I'm just after making up. About the time Daddy went camping years ago with the donkey. Do you want to hear this story? Nan, when I was a little boy, we had a donkey called Bobby. Bobby the donkey, yeah. No, he wasn't poo-poo faced, Nan. He was a donkey. He had a poo-poo arse, all right. Right? And his arse looked a bit like your face. Yeah. Big old dirty face and a arse, arse. Yeah, like you.
Man, your face. It's your face. You got poo-poo on your face. I got titanium.
But you know what? Come here to me. I always loved the donkey and I always loved cowboy and western films. And we didn't have a proper tent. All we had were 2 handles from a sweeping brush and an old sheet. So I said to Danny, Nanny, tell you what, can I go off camping sometime? Yeah, listen. She wants to go to Paddy and Joan's house and we're in Brittany. Alright. Okay. Do you want to hear the story about me going camping, Nan? Yeah, the donkey had a poo-poo face like you. So, Nanny goes, are you sure you can be able to go camping? I said, I will. I said, I want to go camping up by the river, about 3 fields up from Bridge of Sinnes, Nanny, right? There's a little small river. Okay, I won't tell the story. Okay, I'm going to tell it, right? So, Nanny said, right, what are you going to do, Mick? He said, well, I'm going to bring me blankets with me and I'm going to put a tent up by the end of the donkey. I said, what are you going to eat? He said, well, I'll fish in the river and I'll catch fish. And she said, what are you doing when it gets cold? She said, I'll light a fire. And she said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll let you go for one night. So I spent weeks gathering everything up for me tent. Years ago, Nellie and Eppie, right, we didn't have proper tents, right? You have to make up your tent. So I put all the stuff on the saddle of the donkey and the tents and all. But I had one special thing, lads. You know what I had? No. I had one thing I didn't tell Nanny about. I had these little saucepan things, right? They're like, they're little kind of plates and they're for panning for gold, right? And basically, I told Nanny, because I know poor Nanny, we didn't have any money, right, lads? So Nanny says, okay, Mick, you got your water, you got your tins of beans, you got your steaks, you got your blankets, you got everything with you, and you'll go off for the night. And I said, I will. So I said, go off, I'll go see you now. And I went on by the river, up by Mogues, up by the next field, and I went 3 or 4 fields in, and I found a lovely spot in the corner of a field under a lovely all these lovely white thorn trees. And the river was only a little step down, a little small stream. And I put up my stakes and Bobby stayed with me, and then we went off and we gathered some sticks and we brought the sticks back. And Nellie and Eppie, we had a big fire, right? So we lit a big fire. I got my tins of beans out and my saucepan and I cooked my beans. And was lovely. And I went off to bed and the sounds of the foxes over in the fields and me and my bed camped up like this was the nicest thing ever. And next morning I got up and I got the fire going again and I put the coffee pot on and I made some coffee and I had some lovely fried eggs and sausages and I said, now I better go down to the river now, see if I can get some gold. So I went down the riverbank anyway and I had my little thing with me. And I saw them on television, lads panning for gold, right? And what you do is you get some of the stones in from the riverbed.
In school I had a book of that.
Did you?
Old people looking for gold.
Yeah. Well.
Happy Pig, Anne and Happy Pig, Anne and Happy Kid they found gold, real gold, and a real diamond.
Well, guess who found gold in Ballygard?
Who?
You're looking at him.
Daddy.
Yeah. I started panning and I said there were these massive big lumps of shiny stuff. And I said, that can't be gold, because I only saw gold on telly and they were only small little bits.
That was unhappy to see you.
Yeah. Lads, they were massive lumps, to be the size of a chicken nugget, right? And I found
I know that.
I found five or
Really.
yeah, I found 5 or 6 of them, right? So what I did was I camped up and I put them into a bag. And I spent my day,
Gold nugget.
yeah, I spent my day fishing and messing and all that. And I went home that evening and I was told Nanny them, how are you so wet? I said, oh, I was down the river. And so what we do in the river, I was just, and Dickie was there, and said, I was just going to, looking for gold. I said, gold? I said, what you find? I said, I found these big gold rocks. And I said, what kind of rocks? Big gold rocks, but they wouldn't be gold. Sure, gold wouldn't be that big. And Dickie goes, come on, show me. So we walked through the fields, and I'd thrown them by the side of the riverbank, and it was about 5 in a minute. And Dickie looked at me and goes, Jesus, Mick, I think you could be in luck here. And I said, what do you mean? He said, they're not rocks. And he banged them together and they made a metal sound. I said, Mick, that's gold. And I said, what? I said, that's gold. I said, we've won the lotto now, he says. We'll be so rich. But you know what we did, Nellie?
Yeah.
We went off into Gorey the next day and went into the jewellers, and he never saw gold nuggets the size of them in his life. He said, oh lads, they're worth about £1 million each back then. There was 5 million. And he said, God, you're gonna have to call the guards because they're too expensive to even have on my premises. So the guards were called, and they came down and said, jeez, I can't believe that. I brought it straight to the bank, and I said, that's worth 5 million. I said, how would you like that 5 million, Mr. Fortune? Would you like it in cash, or do you have an account? Sure, we didn't have an account because we didn't have any money. And we said, oh Jesus, cash please. So they gave us all the money, right, lads? And there were bags and bags and bags of money, right? And we brought them home, and Nanny said, God, I've never seen so much money in my life. We said, I know. And we went to bed that night. Everyone got worried that someone was going to come in and rob the money, Nellie, right? And then, right? I woke up the next day and we said, do you know what? I said, that money is quite stressful, isn't it? And we said, yeah. I said, God, I didn't sleep at all last night. Nanny said, I didn't sleep either. And that day then we got worried and those guards phoned us, is the money okay? So no, we did, Nellie. Yeah. We gave it away to a charity for poor people who didn't have any homes. We said, should we have a house? And we're not that bad off. We're grand. Eppie, Nan. And all these, all our money went over to a little charity. And if you go to that part of the world now still where that money went to, they all say that the money came from Ballygarrett. They said a little boy called Mikey, that's what they called me. Mikey found gold, and when the money that was sent over then, they were able to build a school, they were able to build a hurling pitch, and they were able to build a hospital, and what else were they able to do? They were able to build a kind of a casino and a racing track, and a place for racing greyhounds as well, and they called it Mikey Stadium. And I never told anyone where that gold is, and I must bring you there someday. We must find it, will we?
That's the L-I-E store.
No, it's the truth, Nellie.
Come on,
Good night, lads.